From when I was 10 years old, Damo Zagreb have seen and have heard that there is a Croatian boy in Linz, in Austria, that is good, and I started to go to tournaments with the club for a few years, and then together with my parents, my sisters, the whole family and the club decided that we are moving to Croatia, where my grandparents already lived, and we had a house there. I was only focused on having fun and playing football, and when I heard that Dinamo is a possibility and moving back to our hometown, there was only one choice for me, and happily, and thanks to God and thanks to my parents, all went the right way, and it was the perfect club and perfect city for us. Football-wise, you know, as a kid, you always have idols that you look up to. When I completely started to understand football and started to see which players inspire me and like which players I'm similar at playing, I always loved to watch Andres Iniesta. It was always a pleasure to watch him and to see how he plays. And Luka Modric, obviously, being Croatian and him playing in Damo Zagreb, I had the chance to look at him like from on the stands and being able to watch some training sessions. So these two players are for me like one of the two greatest midfielders that I looked up to.
This position, the holding midfielder, is a very common position in South America with the number 5, they call him, and in Spain. And the proof that is Xabi Alonso, Mascherano, Lucas Leiva were signings that we did for this position. They knew exactly what they had to do and how to help the people around. Kovacic still he has enough energy to play a little bit higher as a number 8, but he's clever enough to play as a holding midfielder. He can be box to box, but he will be a good number 6 because he understands the game.
I came on in the 20th minute because a player went injured, and I came on as a 16 years old, and you just want to play football, have fun. And I remember I was quite nervous the first half when I came on, and then the second, like it was much easier, and luckily I scored a goal as well. So it was a perfect evening for myself, but especially for the people around me, for my friends and my family. I was gaining a lot of friends in Croatia. I was with my girlfriend. She's now my wife. So it was not easy for me to move because I was comfortable in Dinamo. I was comfortable in Zagreb. I signed also a new deal one month before. So to come to Inter, it was a huge step for me, and it was not easy the first days, but the club helped me a lot, and in the end, it was a joy to play for Inter and to have a huge experience for myself. When I came my first half a year, I played straight a lot, and the club was not in a perfect moment. We were losing a lot, struggling, and then when Walter Mazzarri came, I realized that I was becoming a regular starter, an important player, and he was helping me a lot. Of course, the Italian league is a lot about tactics, defensive ability, defensive awareness, which I, at that moment, didn't have a lot. I was more about, the talent, playing football. The Croatian league was not so demanding like the Italian one, but it helped me a lot to understand football, and really through all the leagues I played in, I learned a lot.
He was a player that I was following in Italy. We knew that he was a different kind of player. So when I was in Napoli, we were watching him, we were following him. And then when I went to Real Madrid, it was one of the first things. I wanted a couple of midfielders with the pace, with intensity, that they could work hard in defense to balance the team, because you have very offensive players in the middle of the pitch. And then he was one of these players that he can do a lot of things right. He's a clever player. He has energy. He can run with the ball. He can pass players. He can play between the lines, penetrating passes. And at the same time, he can play as a holding midfielder if it's necessary. I could sign just 3 players, and he was one of the main ones that I wanted, because I wanted Casemiro and Lucas Vázquez to keep balance to a very good team. And he could be this kind of player that you could put in different positions, and still he will give you the balance that is the key if you want to be competitive and to win something.
I think Rafa knew me since my time at Inter, because he was the coach at Napoli. So when the time came for me to move to Madrid, he was the coach at Madrid, and obviously he had to approve my move, and he wanted me there, so I learned a lot from him, and also thankful that he brought me to Madrid and to help me in my first days of adaptation. But in the end, he was not long time there. It was my first half a year, and I learned a lot at that time, and he helped me a lot to adapt to Spanish football. To go to Real Madrid, it's never easy, and I knew that it will be tough to play, because I was very young and there were great players around me, so it was not an easy decision. But Inter at the time had a financial problem, so I had to go, and in the end it helped me a lot in my career, because I learned how to fight for my position, to have great players around me, and to be able to play is not an easy task, but it made me a better person, better player, and got me where I am today.
When I was there, he was one of the players that we were using a little bit, after not so much, but Real Madrid is a top side, so it's very difficult. The competition is very high, and then you know the names that they have, so it was complicated, but he was a young player coming and improving and learning, so I think it was always is something that even people think that is right or wrong, but it's an experience. An experience gives you more chances to make less mistakes in the future. So now when we talk about football, we talk about young players, young coaches, everything, but we cannot forget that you can use the data, we can use our energy, but at the same time, you need to use your experience, and the experience allow you to make less mistakes. That is sometimes the key part of your job as a manager.
That club, when the moment is the biggest, they just shine, and I had really the pleasure and the luck to play at such a huge club and just see the amazing atmosphere and the amazing comeback stories or fighting spirit they had in themselves. And it's when the Champions League came, the team just turned in a different way, and that's why we won so much at that time. We had a great team with great characters, and amazing obviously to be part of a team that won 3 Champions Leagues is in a row, which is quite difficult to do.
Nothing is 100% certain. It is true that Mateo Kovacic has expressed his desire to leave, but I want him to stay. He is an important player for us, and so we'll see how it ends up.
Chelsea have confirmed the signing of Mateo Kovacic from Real Madrid on a 5-year contract.
What I've found here on this tour from the first day he turned up is a hungry attitude, desire to work, incredible talent on the ball. And I want to work with him, and I want to help him, and I want him to improve, because I think there's so much talent there. I really like him.
2018, when the call came that Chelsea wanted me, it was difficult because Madrid didn't let me go, and I wanted to go. I forced my way out, and in the end it was a first-year loan, and then I signed a deal. So Chelsea was a special club for me because it was the Premier League, the best league in the world, the toughest league in the world. Chelsea was a great club. Living in London was amazing. So I learned a lot, and I think it made me the player I am today, because we won a lot with Chelsea. We had great spells. Also, we had some bad moments, which are normal in football, and really I appreciate my time a lot at Chelsea.
It's the Premier League. Physically, all the players are stronger. So your advantage that in Spain or in Italy, when you pass players and they cannot catch you, in England is different because they are stronger. So then I think for him was a great experience. The main thing, and people they don't realize, the main thing when you go to another country with another culture is, can you adapt quickly? Can you understand the language? Can you understand the people around you? Can you understand your teammates? Can you understand what the manager is asking you to do? So these kind of things take some time.
It's an amazing story. Of course, we became like brothers. It started from almost my first days when I arrived to a national team. We just had a special bond together. Then when I went to Madrid, we spent a lot of time together. So it's always nice. It's a nice story when you have one of your players to look up to, playing together and being so close to. Being the pinnacle of my career, the national team, I don't know if the 2018 was it, because at the time I was struggling in Madrid and was not playing so much, so it affected in the national team, and I was not like in the spotlight. But I think the 2022 World Cup was like my my best time in the national team, where we got the third place, and we were very close to reach another final. So these are all special moments, and I really appreciate all my time that I have with Croatia. It's amazing to play for your country and to have huge success with such a small country.
Manchester City have signed Mateo Kovacic from Chelsea.
When you go from a top side to another top side to another top side, means that everybody considers that you have a very good level. If not, you will be going down, and he's not going down. He's going, I would say, he will stay there or he's going up, but he's always in a very good level. Maybe he will not be for the fans the big name, the biggest star in the team, because in this case you have Haaland scoring a lot of goals, but he's a player that all the coaches, all the managers, they will appreciate because he's clever, he's a hard worker, he's a nice lad, and he's always competitive. So he gives you a lot of things that improve the team, and the people around him, they will improve because they will know that they can trust him, and then he can compete with anyone for his position.
From the first day you come to City, you realize why this team is so good and why they're winning a lot, because the players are amazing in their understanding of football. Their football brain is working on a high level, and the coach gives you amazing solutions, and you learn a lot really. So would be nicer to be able to see this stuff earlier, but everything in life and in football comes at the moment you don't expect, and the move to City came for me unexpected, and it was an amazing move for me. We won a lot already together, and I hope this will continue for the years to come.
He has won trophies almost everywhere, so that is a great advantage and says a lot about him. But we have to see in the next few years, because still he can play a few years. So now we can say, oh, he will be great, but maybe it will be even better in the next 2 or 3 years. So I think still he has plenty of room for improvement because his mentality, and plenty of time to win more trophies.